obsessed with the Connie Pheiff Show. It's about a lifestyle shift to move up or out.
Hey, what's your jam? What's the one thing that really drives you? What makes you unstoppable?
It's about opening a new door to live your dream.
People give up way too early on their dreams.
It's about enjoying the journey. It's about keeping it real.
Damn, now the interviewee is interviewing the interviewer. I like this.
It's all about you.
I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Stop taking shit so seriously. Y'all can do this. Take an outrageous look at life and laugh.
This is the Connie Pheiff Show.
We love your voice. We love your jam. You need to be on radio.
And now your host, Connie Pheiff.
Well, hi, everyone. It's Connie Pheiff, and welcome back to another episode of the Connie Pheiff Show. So we have a guest on. I guess you could call him a return guest. And our conversation today has continued. We probably could have recorded 3 episodes of our show just today by the conversation that we've been having. A little bit of the same background of what we've been doing. His name is Steve Sapato. Steve, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm excellent, Connie. Thanks for having me on. This is great.
So, Steve, I know you for a while, but I decided today I was going to go out and I was going to look a little bit more up about you, about your background, and I thought I want to really find out who this guy is. So you are the author of 2 top-selling books: The 20 Things You Need to Learn in Order to Find the Love in Your Life and Stop Dating All the Wrong People. 25 years ago, I could probably use this book, but then I probably read a book similar because I did find the right guy, and we're still married. Yeah, we're still married. Right. I know, but oh God, did I date some people?
I think we all did, didn't we? I bet you if you ask everybody listening, they'd go, "Oh my God, you should hear my story." I go, "We all have them."
Oh my God, we have right. We could put a book together just on those dating nightmares. And then your other book is Become the Go-To Person for Your Own Success, and you will find your path, your motivation, and your strength to succeed in life as never before.
Yep.
So you've been a corporate trainer, a motivational speaker for over 30 years, and you only look 20.
Hey, I love you too.
Oh, man. And you have trained thousands of people on success principles, management principles, and life achievement. So you've done all of that. Then you became a relationship book author, and yet you are here now with a coaching program, and you're helping others to find love and success, but you're also turning small businesses who are struggling for survival into business success. And you're also helping folks who are looking to be those successful, those high, 5-star speakers, hit the big stage. So
that's right.
You had like a phenomenal career of what you've done, and we just got done sharing those challenges of some of those people that we work with. Especially, I want to jump right in there, especially those that are calling us, because we've had some of those same conversations these last couple of weeks. People calling and saying, "I want to be a speaker. I want to step out into the stage, and I want to make 6 figures next week." And I know, and we both were like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, let's go for it. How do you plan to do that?
Yeah, tell me about that.
You know what, Connie? I like to have fun with what I do, and I tell people, if you're not having fun with what you're doing now, quit, move on to something else. Right. But I just did about 5 real, 2-minute. Matter of fact, if you look it up on LinkedIn or something, I've got videos out there, and I'm putting them out probably this week. But they're 2-minute videos from Steve Sapato on different things, and one of them was, "I want it, and I want it right now." And that's what we were just saying. People
I feel like
call you up and
say, "Walk a moment."
Oh my God! I want to be a big name speaker, and I want to do it right now. It takes a little while. It takes you have to do. No, I want it right now. I've already done this. I had one guy said, "I run 2 6-figure companies right now. I know I can speak. I want to do it right now."
Right.
And I went, "Okay, so why don't you come to my event? I've got an event coming up in March in Tampa." And I said, "Why don't you come to the event? You can hear what we have to say, maybe pick up some tips." "No, I got ADHD. I'm not going to be able to sit for 2 days." Wait, first of all, you have 2 6-figure businesses and you didn't ever have to sit? Okay. So I went, okay, well then he said, is there another alternative? And then Connie and I would go, well, yeah, now you can take our coaching personal. It's a lot more money to get us personally. And he went, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to pay that kind of money.
Right. I know how, Steve, I know how to speak, Steve. What are you going to teach me? I already know how to speak. Just get me on a stage.
That's right.
Get people to hire me. I know what I'm talking about. What is the problem?
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that. We said, so the first thing I always ask people when they tell me they're expert speakers, are you making $5,000 per talk? And they go, well, no. I go, well, there's something you're missing.
Right.
What's your sizzle reel look like? They go, well, I don't have one. What's your speaker website look like? Well, I don't really have one dedicated to speaking. Okay. So then what does your one sheet look like? And they go, my what? And you're like,
I know. What's your one sheet? What's your speaker deck? Do you have a media kit?
Yeah.
Do you have a recent photo of yourself?
Oh, yeah. How's this one? I was 28.
And please, I am not in no way at all making fun of or abusing anyone.
No.
I am not. It's just that I really want people to understand, because again, they come to us and they think that they could do this next week and they're going to be this jet setter and they're going to speak for an hour and they're going to be cruising around the world, and it just doesn't work that way.
And I think what's interesting, Connie, about that is if you ask them, if you decided to be a doctor tomorrow, would you just think you're going to become a doctor, or would you have to go back to college and schooling? If you thought you're going to be an engineer tomorrow, would you have to go back for some training? You see, everything you do, whether it's a realtors still have to go to school and they still have to be trained on how to sell houses.
Right.
So everything requires some kind of training to get to the place where you're the expert in your field. And that's what she and I help you do. The reason Connie's in business, the reason Steve's in business is to make some money. We're not the gurus. We don't want to be the Tony Robbins making $48 million this year because we hired 4,800 people to teach you stuff that we think possibly you want to know. We work with you. We talk with you. We connect with you on a personal level. Connie and I just had this wonderful, huge conversation of how she talks to people, tries to find out what they really want and how she can help them. That's what we do. And that's why we're worth some good money, but not guru money. And we want you to understand that we can help you make some really nice money, but there's a path you have to follow. And following that path is where she's an expert. I mean, just top.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Steve.
My pleasure.
To do that, and I mean, for people to understand that there is a step, that there is a process to get there. And now, granted, I mean, there are speakers out there, and they do this for a living. But how long have they been doing it? And the other thing is too. Now, again, with your speakers, the thing that when we're working with ours, and again, they come on our label, and, we talk about, don't speak for free. However, there's always a however.
Always an exception. Rules are made to be broken.
Right. There's always however. If there's that opportunity where you're going to be on the same stage as, a very successful person, and maybe, you're not quite that A-list yet, maybe you're a B-list and you have an opportunity to be there, take it.
Absolutely. Somebody called me up just like a month ago, Connie, and they said, hey, you can be on stage with, and I don't remember the names. I'll make up some names, but Grant Cardone and somebody else. They said, you can be on stage with them, Steve. We had an opening. I went, great. How much? They said $10,000. I went, I don't need that kind of publicity right now. Not for $10,000. Right. But you know what? They must have had 4, 5, 6 other speakers who paid that. Right. And if that's where you're at, and we highly recommend that sometimes, that if you can be seen in the right circles, you suddenly move up. If you're making 5,000 and you're seen on those stages 2 or 3 times, now you're worth 10,000. So there are times when not only will you speak for free, but you might pay to speak. But we highly recommend against it under most of us as speakers. You're not wanting to be the guru. You want to go out and make $10,000 to speak for this corporation and impact their people. Yes. And that's where you will make a living building a speaking business. Example, when Connie just said something that piqued my brain about experts. I had an expert in websites build me a website 10, 12 years ago. And then for them to fix it was like pulling teeth. So I finally went out and built my own about 2 years ago. Okay. And when I got it all done, I'm like, hey, I did that myself. And then I looked at it and went, crap, I did that myself. Wasn't really happy. So I just put up a new website, Connie. One of the experts who came to me and said, Steve, I can help you with this. I went, let's talk. And we talked for several months. Okay. And finally I said, you can build my website. So if you guys want to see a new website, go to stevesapatoseminars.com and you'll see my new website. Give me some feedback. Tell me if you like it. I'm in love with it, but it's my website. So take a peek at it. Let me know. Just write to Steve at Steve Sapato and say, Steve, I really like your website. Or Steve, you misspelled 4 words in this section, because we're still responsible for some of it ourselves.
Right.
But when we find the experts, it's okay, right, to work with experts who can help you along the way. Connie and I are 2 of those experts who would love to help you become professional speakers, professional preventers. I'm really on a kick right now to stop boring speakers at people's work, Connie. How many times have you gone to a meeting when you worked a corporate job and went, oh my God, I can't. 4 worst worlds in the corporate world are time for the meeting. And people are like, oh. So bring me in to teach your people how not to be boring at a meeting. But yeah, anyway, jump back in on me, Connie.
After the meeting. The Connie Pheiff Show is heard everywhere. You can find The Connie Pheiff Show on most of your favorite networks. It's time to now recognize and thank our major networks for all of their support. In the house, we have Conscious Business Radio, C-Suite Radio, Transformation Radio, iHeartRadio. We are also heard on Google Play, Apple, Radio, Stitcher, and so many more that I just can't keep up with them all. I'm Connie Pheiff, your Unstoppable Diva. Learn more about our gym and how we can work together at my fancy schwanky website, ConniePheiffShow.com. I'll see you over there. Until then, like, share. Now back to the show. So it's really interesting. I mean, a lot of the work that you've been doing. So you used to do some of the relationship dating work?
I did. Matter of fact, 7 years ago, I owned the largest singles group in Tampa. I'm down here in Tampa Bay. Okay. And I love doing that. It's a lot of work for not a lot of money, truthfully. But especially when you get to, I'm 70 years old. When you start getting to my age, you start meeting all of the people, especially ladies, who say, why can't I find a good man? How come I can't do this? And my wife is trying to promote me to start up a singles group again, because we've run across so many single women who want to find a partner. And so I think there's opportunities all over if you can put stuff together to help people. And that's what Connie and I do. Connie and I help people. That's our strength.
We help. We help. Well, that's why Talent Concierge, we were given the heart that's around our logo. We were given that it wasn't an award, but we were written up about us. Somebody was talking about us and saying that we were the agency with heart.
Nice.
Because of the work that we do with our talent, because we work so closely with them and we prepare them and we give them all the tools that they need to be those 5-star speakers. So we were given that. So because before our logo was just Talent Concierge, kind of boring, I guess. And then when they did that, we're like, let's put a heart around it.
and it looks great. Yeah. And you know what? Those are the kind of awards that make an impression on us. Sometimes I got, some kind of award for, I actually live in Apollo Beach, which is just south of Tampa. And I got an award that said, hey, you're the best something in Apollo Beach. And I was like, great. Thanks a lot. Yep, it's an award and you say thank you for it. Right. But it's not like somebody said, you've been out changing lives. And when she got that heart award, it says, you go out changing lives. And that's what we think we do. Whether we work with 5 customers this year or 50 customers this year, we want to help you change your life.
It really was. I mean, it really touched me when we when we wrote that article up about us. It really did touch me because I just felt like, they got me. Yeah. Because this is everything that we do and we talk about, and we work with people who are so giving. I mean, they might be celebrities and artists and talented musicians, but we really strive and we really look to work with people who are giving back to the community and really do want to give back and truly give back from the heart. I want to jump back for a minute, but something you were saying before, about people that come and they just want to be glamorous and they want to be those jet setters. One of the things too, and I don't claim to take this phrase. I heard somebody else say it. Do you want the fame or do you want the fortune?
Ooh. That's tough because I'm a believer in the Kardashian way of life. If you get the fame, the fortune will come, right? That's tough.
But if you get the fortune, you could buy the fame.
Ooh, look at her go. Yeah, which do you want? Which is it that you want? I think so many times when I think of fame, I think of, snooty people, fame.
Right.
And that's, I've said for decades now, money, because people say money's evil, money's this. I go, money does not change people. Money magnifies who they are. So if you were a jerk and got rich, you're going to just be a bigger jerk.
You're going to be a bigger jerk.
Yeah. And so,
living in Los Angeles, I met a lot of jerks, trust me. But I also met a lot of jerks in small town USA.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of the challenges. I mean, I cover lots of topics. We're working on an Empire series podcast coming up, and we talk about those kind of things, which is we need to go back to some basics and start teaching people how to treat people better.
Yes.
You got to start at the grade school level, the high school level, and start teaching respect and honor and how to be a gentleman so that guys aren't saying things or doing things to people that you go, what? Who thought that would be okay for you to say, for you to do?
Yes.
And I think that's one of our challenges when you say you meet the jerks. It's like, well, how did a guy ever think he could do that? Everybody talks about how short the girls' skirts are. And I go, you know what? I'm really old and I still look at short skirts, but I don't walk up to them and say anything rude.
I wasn't singling out the guy when I said that.
That's a good point. That's right. Because there are just as many rude, right? Unless rude people, it doesn't have to be
people, right?
Yeah.
Rude people. I wasn't singling out one or the other. So, with that being said, with you, what do you believe is one of the world's greatest wounds right now? And I think, that's
one of the world's greatest what?
Wounds.
Oh, well, I think that's it. Disrespect. Yeah. I think that's really one of the biggest, I was just looking at something the other day. Somebody had talked about Turner Classic Movies. And I go, I don't have that channel, but I used to just love watching those movies because it had the Cary Grants. It had the, I'm drawing a blank on some of the other guys, but it had the old time stars who demonstrated respect in the movies. We got respect in our music most of the time. And now, with our rap music and our other stuff, the words, the verbiage that we use for each other is a real struggle. So I struggle with the fact that we don't respect each other's opinions, right? I always say that people, I help teach. I was a high school teacher and a college instructor, and I helped teach debate for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I learned that these young high school people would debate this side, whatever this side is, for probably a month, and I've forgotten how long it is. And then the next month they had to come and debate this side. So they had to literally go and look at both sides of that argument to come up with an argument. And once they were done, then they had a different respect for the overall picture. And I think that's what most of us need to do too. We have to give up our, but they're being this. What's the other side? What's the other side?
Right. And we just had that debate over us not debating properly with our family recently, because we've learned not to respectfully debate each other's opinion.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
And that's, because we can have a respectful debate.
Oh, yeah. You know what? My son, he's 32. And I told him about 2 or 3 years ago, I'm trying to think how long it's been. But I was visiting him and he said, what's going on? I said, well, my toughest thing is I used to do a lot of speaking for women's organizations. I said, and they've stopped calling me. And he goes, really? I went, well, yeah, because they say, well, we only want women to speak. And I went, but they need both sides. And he was like, Dad, you can't speak for both sides. I went, what do you mean? He went, you don't know what women are going through. I went, yeah, but it's important to have a man's vision of how, women need to grow to be there. And he was like, no. He said, you have no idea the struggles and the whatever they're going through, what they've gone through as women. And I went,
I've been through.
And that I was like, yeah, but I've been doing that for 15, 20 years. He goes, well, your time's up.
And really, right. And And that's the other thing about the speaking industry, so when they're looking for somebody very specific, we've gotten something as specific as we are looking for a woman of color at this age who has had this background, and we get that specific of request.
Yep.
Looking for a speaker. So it does make it challenging, when you find somebody like that. So,
that's an interesting difference too. Connie finds speakers, speaking gigs, so she represents speakers. I only teach and train speakers. I put them on a stage so they can get a video sizzle reel, and then I help them find places to apply. But Connie and her group actually help people find speaking gigs. Are you a speaking bureau?
No, we're not a speakers bureau. So we're a label. So we teach, we train, we get them on a stage, we showcase them, and we have publicists and we have schedulers. So we will get them on the stage. We also train them how to pitch, so they can be pitching on their own as well. But we do have publicists that'll get them on the stage. Our schedulers will get them on the stage. And we also have publicists that'll do a complete branding package for them as well. So to make sure they do have the proper sizzle reel and one sheet and speaker deck and website that are so critical to the speaking industry. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, that's
you just need to have that.
Yeah, I teach people all the time that.
Yeah, and you teach it too.
Yeah, we talk about having a signature talk. And I say you have to have 3 signature talks because these people don't want to hear that signature talk and that person doesn't want to hear this signature. So you got to have 3. Well, same thing when you talk about your one sheet. One sheet is good if you're submitting it here, but it's not good if you're submitting it here because it doesn't say the right things. And that's what Connie's group can really help you to do.
But at least have one.
That's right. That's right. Have one. That's exactly.
At least have one, please.
Yeah, don't call us up and say, hey, I'm going to be a speaker and I know nothing about any of this. Say, hey, I want to be a speaker. Would you teach us? We're there. That's what
so you have to come with something. Yeah. We want to know that you have something, and then we magnify it and we take you to celebrity status is what our group does. So yeah, Steve, so you and I have so much that we could be doing together. So if there were a song about Steve Sapato, what would it be?
Oh, there would be so many different songs. But the one, and I try and teach my speakers, Connie, which is what song do you want to walk in with? What song do you want playing in your head? Because
that's another
the song
piece too.
Changes us. And so I always say I want Staying Alive, not because I walk in doing one of these, but because whatever I've got in my past, that movie.
Well, we need a little John Travolta.
Yeah. That movie, I stand up straighter, I represent more, and I feel more confident when I hear that song.
Good point.
So that's the song I would pick for that reason.
So do you talk to them then about what's their pre-speaking exercise? What's their pre-speaking workout? Like, some people, I have people who do push-ups. I have people who just do crazy things. I mean, what's the craziest thing you guys have ever done?
I had one guy who literally said, I have to deep breathe into a woman's chest. And I went, you bring your own woman then, right? And he went, yeah, I bring my wife or my girlfriend with me everywhere I go. I went, okay.
Wife or girlfriend? He doesn't know which that day, though, right?
Well, when he was single, it was his girlfriend. And then he got married, so he brings his wife. But I was like,
who's ever available at the moment?
I thought that was the strangest thing I'd ever run across, and I was like, yeah. Nobody's ever asked me that question before, by the way. Nobody in all these years. But it was like, oh, okay, because like you say, most people are like. Or they go outside and they do that. La, 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 la. You're like, what are you doing out here, right? And that's up to you. So whatever, you're going to find your own rhythm. When you've spoken 40, 50 times, you're going to find your rhythm. And my rhythm is simply pacing. I pace back and forth. And I got that in my head, and I put that song in my brain. And of course, you've got your notes. I go back over my notes, make sure I know my story.
Right.
You don't take notes on stage with you unless you're presenting something that has to be done that way. But that way you get it back into your head. You take that deep breath and you're ready for that person to introduce you. Yep.
Yeah,
clarity and clearing.
Yes, I love that. And I like that what you said, you get that music and it just gets you going and gets you in that rhythm, whether it's playing or it's in your head. But especially if it's playing, that's a whole nother trademark and copyright. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I even talk about it and I even, give them a little, this is your little kit. Make sure you have lozenges and all of this for travel. So yeah, so we'll give them a little, help.
That you said something there that I teach people all the time. And I teach my speakers and I teach all the people around me, which is how to tell somebody something that might be offensive. And one of the hardest things for people to share is you got bad breath. And we all get it. It's not like Steve Sapato's never gotten bad breath. Because when your nerves start acting up, when you're going to present in front of 5,000 people, you're starting to go, and you say something to somebody and they're like, ugh. But they won't tell you most of the time. So the easiest way to tell somebody something like that is to always have mints, gum, something in your pocket, and just walk up and say, would you like a mint? And they go, oh, no, thanks. You go, no, really, I think you should take one. And smile at them. I think you should take one. And then they're gonna go, ding, okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I always have them take a little goodie bag with them. And, it has mints, again, lozenges, and it has throat spray, and it has a little vitamin D, a little travel bag. For them to take with them, again, because you're traveling, you're in the airport.
I don't see it here. Have you seen those little, they're mouthwash things that you get at the air that you get to travel with? This is a lotion thing, but there's a mouthwash one. And again, I say you ought to keep the mouthwash one, not just for mouthwash. When it's empty, water in there, because just before you go on stage, you're not going to be able to take a bottle of water a lot of times. You take that thing, you just squirt it in your mouth. Now you got enough water to finish an hour-long talk. Right. And I said, so it's up to you what you do. And I'm sure there are people who abuse that kind of stuff too. But.
Yeah. There's, many, many different things. But yeah, you're right about the lozenges. I always say keep a couple in your pocket. We talk to the ladies about what they're wearing, especially when it's a mic, all sorts of things like that. But yeah, we go into some of those details too. But we probably should be wrapping up here.
Okay. We've been talking a long time. We were talking an hour before you guys ever got involved. So this has been really cool.
I need that bottle of water. So Steve, just let our listeners know where they can find you and find all the work that you've been doing.
Yep. You can get a hold of me at steve@stevesapato.com for my email. You can go to stevesapatoseminars.com or, of course, speakertalks.com if you decide you want to be on a stage and give a 15-minute presentation. I say we're the alternative to TEDx. So if you want anything along that line. So love to have you connect with Connie and I. We'd love to hear what you think about the show. Please reach out. Right, Connie?
That's right. You got it. SteveSapato.com right here on the Connie Pheiff Show. Well, Steve, that is all we have for today. I think we've covered just about everything.
World health, world peace, all that stuff.
I think we got it. So thanks for being here. Love to have you here. And I'm sure we could come up with something else that we could have another 2-hour conversation.
Love it. Yeah, we'll be in touch, right, Connie?
We will. And folks, again, thanks for being here. Check them out, stevesapato.com. And again, I'm Connie Pheiff, and check us out, talentconcierge.co. And if you just want a free consultation and just find out what we're all about and see if you qualify to get on a TC label, just check out talentconcierge.co for details. And hey, either here or over on Steve Sapato, look at you on stage and we'll find the spot for you. So I'm just going to leave you with this today. When we touch a heart, we touch a life. When we change a life, that's when we all become unstoppable together. You're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Thanks for being here. Do something for yourself this week and always be kind to each other. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, y'all, it's Connie Pheiff. Thank you for listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Check back often. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. If you like what you hear and would like to be a guest on the show, head over to theconniefeifshow.com to apply. While you're there, check out our amazing advertising opportunities that will put you right in front of your perfect client. I will see you over there. Do yourself a favor this week. Activate your power and be unstoppable together.